Hello, it's Tuesday, November 28th, 2017, and as of this recording, I'm still depressed, but I'm not dead. Hey everybody, welcome and thank you for downloading the show. I appreciate all of you who take time out of your day to download and listen and spend a little bit of time with me. You guys are amazing. I am honored and humbled watching the downloads occur. So thank you to each and every one of you. You guys are amazing. Little bitty show today, maybe. I want to talk a little bit about the Thanksgiving break, American Thanksgiving. Talk about that. Talk a little bit about where I feel I am these days and whatever else happens to pop into my head. So we'll see where that goes. Let me remind you how you can get a hold of me. You can email me at jamoalki@gmail.com, at jamoalki on Twitter, facebook.com/jamoalki, www.jamoalki.info. That's JAMOALKI. And there's also the handy dandy little text line, 248-648-1419. Any of these routes, guys, reach out, get a hold of me, let me know how you're doing, give me some feedback on the show. That would be wonderful. Yeah, and speaking of the show, let me get on my knees here and ask you all to go wherever you download the podcast from and give me a rating, 5 stars, 4 stars, whatever the highest is. Leave a review. This helps other people find the show. It's it would be nice to be a 5-star podcaster, but that's not what we're looking for. We're not looking to stroke my ego. We're looking to open up the show to others who may be looking just to find some words of encouragement or just some words of inclusion so they don't feel quite so alone. Yeah, if you could do that, I would appreciate it. Also, if you think you know someone who might benefit from the show, go ahead and share the podcast. I know that might be a little uncomfortable for some folks. I could see it being like listening to the show is something you do for yourself and only for yourself, and maybe others don't know where you are right now as far as your mental illness or what you're struggling with. But if you can, if you think it's appropriate, go ahead and share the podcast. Anything that would help get the word out so more folks can have a shot at finding something that maybe helps them feel a little bit better in their journey. And that's enough of that kind of babble. So let's get on with the show. Okay, so this is the week after American Thanksgiving. For those of you who are not in America or are not familiar with it, we get together the third Thursday of November every year and have a big feast. It's a way to get families together to enjoy and express what we are thankful for. It's modeled supposedly after the early pilgrims, early settlers of the country, and their feasts of Thanksgiving with the Native Americans at the time. I don't know how true the second part is, but the first part is spot on. Folks get together with friends and or family and just enjoy each other and have it's an excuse to eat a lot of food, we'll say. Turkey is quite often the mainstay to be eaten at Thanksgiving, although other folks, ham or, probably ribeye steaks, or if it were me, it would be pizza. But, I mentioned Nora and I drove out to Michigan to have Thanksgiving with my folks. We picked up my 2 little ones along the way, and my brother was there, his daughter was there, and her girlfriend was also there. So it was, whatever that was, 6, 7, 8, 9 of us at the table, and it was really nice. Mom made a delicious dinner, and we, just kind of spend the day just relaxing and lounging. And Nora did a lot of talking. I didn't do so much talking. It probably isn't too big a surprise as social situations go. Alex had challenged me to challenge myself to get into small talk. and try to challenge myself as to why, in the moment, why I don't enjoy small talk, why maybe I'm not sure what to say next. And I kept this in mind as we were going, small talk with my family. How tough can that be? But it was tough. I never know what to say, as my mind just freezes up and I can't think of something to say. I can answer yes or no. I can answer with a little bit more of insight to questions that are asked of me. But I feel so uptight and rigid that I don't really get into the conversation. Like I end up thinking later on, geez, oh God, why didn't I bring up these three other topics when answering Dad's question about moving to North Carolina, or what it was like growing up with my brother, or whatnot, whatever. So yeah, so talking was not a strong suit for me. I did a little bit better with my girls, but that seems to come a little bit easier being a dad and trying to instill learning experiences in conversation with them. So it feels a little easier for me to converse with my girls. And they were great. They were fantastic. They are polite. They are sweet. They are humble. They are just wonderful to be around. And I was so proud of them at the dinner table, and please and thank yous, and just asking Grandma and Grandpa how they're doing, and all that. So yeah, also on the trip, we were able to see my friend Dave. You remember Dave? I think he's been on the show twice now, maybe once, maybe twice. Dave, I'm sorry, I forgot. But we met with his wife and two of his three kids and spent a nice afternoon at their house talking about who knows what. I don't remember. And again, Nora did most of the talking once again, even to the point where she asked me after we had left, if she weren't there, if I would have done more talking. She felt like she was maybe stepping on my toes. And, I don't know that I would. I think Dave would have turned conversations to more things that I am more knowledgeable of, or what he would think I'm more comfortable with. But it was nice listening. I like to listen. I like to hear. I like to listen to Nora's voice. I like to listen to the things that she says. Yeah, I've always been a listener, and that seems to have kept right on going here in my older ages. So yeah, Dave, the wife, and two of his three kids. It was a good time. Dave, thank you to your wife and family as well. And it was a big kick to have a new puppy. So Teddy was a big hit and center of conversation for a little while. So we went out. Nora and I left Wednesday of last week. Stayed in a hotel Wednesday night. Picked up my girls Thursday, so we stayed Thursday night and Friday night at my folks. And true to how my days go here, home in Minnesota, I was ready and eager to go to bed early every night. I think Thursday night, I just felt like I've spent every bit of whatever I have in me to manage the day, to be around other people. And it was just before 9 that I decided, okay, it's time for me to go to bed. And my girls, my two little ones, decided, yep, it was time for them to go up to bed. And, they don't go to sleep at 9. They, hop on their phones and do whatever, probably till 10, 11:30, 11, whatever. And my dad went to bed around then too. So it was just my mom and Nora. I'm not quite sure with the discussions that they had. I haven't asked Nora about it too much, but she hasn't offered up very much either. And then Friday night, I was just a little bit of the same thing, although not quite as spent emotionally, mentally. But I think it was even earlier. I think 8:30 I was ready. I just couldn't handle the prospect of being awake anymore, and I just really needed the day to be over. And the best way that I found to do that is to go to sleep. So I did, and slept 9 hours, 8, 9 hours, I guess. each night. So I guess, it wasn't as though I didn't need the sleep. Boy, I'm rambling here. So yeah, Thanksgiving was full of niceness, but at the same time filled with, me. I mean, wherever you go, there you are. And my routines, my limitations, my whatever you want to call it, were with me, and it wasn't. I don't know. It just wasn't. So there. Yep. So Thanksgiving, there it was. So the other thing I wanted to talk about a little bit was where I stand right now, physically, emotionally, mentally, all that. And where I think I am is in kind of an odd place, a place that I really didn't think existed. Let me explain that a little bit. So, I've talked about how I'm, feeling a little bit more energetic during the day. I think I'm sleeping a little bit better at night. A medication switched from, morning dose to evening dose seems to have helped out a bit. So I have this more energy that I've been looking for so long. But at the same time, I find myself being less focused, less able to focus on tasks that are in front of me. I'm still unhappy about my life. I have no idea what I would change to make myself more happy about it. I still have the same feelings of nothing I do is right, nothing I think is right. But because I have this little bit of energy, I want to do something. And it's very, very frustrating for me. I'd long thought that, I guess I'm still learning about depression is what I want to say. I honestly thought a month ago, 2 months ago, that if I could just find a way to get more energy, then things would really start turning around for me, right? I mean, I felt just tired and miserable all the time, and, it was easy to see or to want to see how, okay, lack of energy made all these other things occur, not being able to focus, not having any zest or interest in life, in my future, and things like that. And now here I am. I find myself, more energetic, not more energetic than I've ever been, but more than I've been in half a year, maybe more. Enough that I've started doing I think I mentioned a Couch to 10K training running program. I'm only on week 2, day 3, maybe week 3, day 1, something like that. But it's something that I wouldn't have done 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. Trying to diet, that's whatever. Yeah, when I've been going back through and listening to the episodes, I think this is probably the 4th or 5th time now where I've said, hey, I'm fat and I'm going to diet. As always, I hope that this is the one that catches and takes, but we'll see. I'll just do my best every day, I guess. All right. So, I'm in this spot where, I feel like I can do things. I'd have the ability to do things if only I could think of them. And then if I think of them, if I could focus on them. As an example, I picked up a Rubik's Cube, right, and found a website where it teaches you how to solve the Rubik's Cube. And so going step by step through the web page, I've solved it, 3-4 times now. And there's just algorithms, and it comes down to algorithms that you learn, turn, twist, turn back, twist, turn. And that gets one piece in the right spot for you. And they're not complicated. There's nothing difficult about them, but I can't focus enough on trying to memorize them so I know what to do without having to reference this website. And part of me would like to be able to say, hey, yeah, I can solve a Rubik's Cube, pick one up, and if it takes me 5 minutes, fine. I'm not looking to be a record breaker or, one of those folks who can just zip right through it. My little cousin Evan can do that, and he's amazing. So good for him. Good for me if I can just figure out how to get it solved on my own. And, so this is an example of, energetic enough to pick up the Rubik's Cube and find the website And I can go through step by step on the website to get the pieces in the right location to solve the Rubik's Cube. And I've tried, I said, okay, I'm just going to learn one step and know that if I need to move this piece to there, I know the routine to do it. I can't focus long enough on it. I start to look at it and I, think, okay, it's left, up, right, down, right, up, left, down, whatever. But I can't focus on it. I can't get any of that to stick in my head. And, so, and this isn't like, oh my gosh, you can't solve a Rubik's Cube. What was you? And this is just, kind of emblematic of other things. It just happens to be the idea that's stuck in my head. Reading is still an issue. I'm energetic. I want to read. I went and got, a Stephen King book. Nope, couldn't focus enough to read it. Trying to find different things to read, and I have a desire to, but I can't do it. I don't have the focus. I don't have the patience even to read through a book. And so, yeah, that's kind of the situation where I find myself. I've talked about the mood trackers that I've done that I like to use to kind of keep tabs on where I'm at in relation to depression. And, I went through, I did it the other day and scored it, and it's as high as I've scored in quite some time, which high in this case is not good, low is a better score. So like I said, it's a weird place that I'm at where I feel more energetic. I feel more initially able to do things, but find myself not able to do anything. And this isn't even necessarily me putting myself down and saying, no, hey, you didn't do anything productive today. I have a hard time completing anything productive outside of laundry, which I can just put in the washer, push a button and walk away and, set a timer, go back and get it. But anything that's kind of requires any amount of focus, cooking dinner as opposed to heating up dinner is something that I struggle with. Anything. I'm just mumbling now. So let me get to this last bit where I want to talk to you guys, the listeners. I don't know if I brought it up on a previous show, but I got a text message from a friend of the show, Arielis, I think is how we would say her name. And she texted me and we've gone back and forth quite a bit, and she's a very sweet woman. So, hey, Arielis, how you doing? Thanks for listening to the show. But she sent me a message. She's been kind of slowly going through the podcast episodes, and she heard the one where I talked about how sometimes when I'm feeling really down, if I'm laying in bed and have to pee, I won't get up to go to the bathroom. And she sent me a message, said, hey, geez, I thought I was the only one who didn't get up to go to the bathroom when they needed to. So I want to talk to you guys about things like that, because that's my favorite comment message that I've gotten so far, because that's exactly why I do the show, because I want you guys to not feel like you're alone, to not feel like something you're going through is something only you are going through and no one else could understand. Because, I promise you what you're feeling, someone else understands it. Probably many someone else's. And I want to encourage you guys to get out and talk, get into, a support group if it's available to you, get to see your therapist, a psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever you can find a way to talk about what's going on with you and find out how not alone you are, how not terribly, painfully alone you are. Because you're not. And I would like everybody, if you can do me this favor, if you can humor me, it's a call to action. If you guys could email me, text me, Facebook message me, tweet at me at jamoalki. Whatever you want to do, leave a comment on the on a blog, a random blog. Go ahead and leave a comment and let me know something that you think you're alone in, something that you think you're thinking about, something you think you're feeling, something you think you do that makes you feel alone. And I would like to get these, and I would like to do a show or two without naming names, like I just called out Ari Ellis. I hope she doesn't mind. But just to go over those topics, and I will find other people who feel that way, and I will get their permission to tell their story and let you, the anonymous listener, hear that, yep, there's someone who does feel, think, act the same way I do, and I'm not alone. So if you could do that for me, please, that would be wonderful. I really am interested in doing this and finding out some stories and talking with my friends in the mental health community even more. And yeah, I'd really like to help you guys out. So if you could do that, that would be great. I hope you don't see it as something silly that I'm trying to do here. Maybe it is. But yeah, email me, jamoalki@gmail.com, facebook.com/jamoalki, @jamoalki, jamoalki.info, jamoalki. Text me 248-648-1419. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know, something, if there's something I can do to help you, let me know. I'll be here. You guys are there. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. Thanks for listening. Everybody be safe and be well.